Okay, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai, Waha Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest your brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So I'm going to do a quick video, and I'm going to call this video pretty much how we are more uncivilized now than we ever have been. My title is something else that's a bit more catchy, and but in essence, this video is dealing with how underneath Esau, the so-called white man's rule, okay, we have become more uncivilized than civilized, okay, because when you take a look at history, you find out that you had before the Greeks came on the scene, people used to deal with the earth in such a way that there was a balance, okay, in such a way that it wasn't death within the earth. And back then, prior to the Greeks coming on the scene, you had it to where people were more spiritual. Now, when you check out the civilizations, okay, the ancient empires that existed prior to the so-called Greeks, okay, of which they were Edomites. All right, you check out. There's a link within the book of within the Apocrypha that goes to show you that them Greeks stem from Edom, and we know by their nature and pursuant to prophecy that they're Edomites. Then pretty much when they came on the scene as so-called civilized everybody, what actually happened is that they de-civilized everybody. They had it to where the world went backwards. And I got a few examples to show you. But just to finish up the statement I was making, prior to the Greeks, basically you had it to where ancient empires existed and they were doing just fine. Okay, and the Greeks turned into the Romans, and they went into perdition, like the scripture says within the book of Revelations, for a period of they went into a period of they went into the bottomless pit. They was in a dead state for a period of 1,000 years, and then they rose up as the French, okay, the Germania Major, Germania Minor, okay, the Spaniards, the British, and the British had their offspring, which was America. And this became the beast system that's spoken about within the scriptures. That's what that beast is talking about. It's talking about the beast system that is America and NATO devouring the resources of the earth and life itself on the earth. And I'm going to get a scripture at the end of this within the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter, just to put everything into a nice bag. Okay, so this is the word civilized. It says, bring a place or people to the stage of social development or considered to be more advanced. Okay, so when you think about how advanced, quote unquote, this civilization is supposed to be, you think about your TV, you think about your so-called phone, and what you don't put into perspective is how those things, okay, what doesn't come to mind is how those things are impacting the earth. Okay, so the phone battery is 15%. I'll put it on charge as I do this video. So what doesn't come to mind is how backwards we've actually gone, okay, in that those resources, okay, those things that are used, okay, what impact do they have on the earth? Okay, for instance, when you have a car, okay, you gotta have the parts that's gonna make the car, okay, and whether those and how that car is gonna be used is gonna have a particular impact. Okay, so pretty much what you have is a situation where Esau, okay, hasn't will have you believe that he's so smart and so intelligent on one hand, and on the other hand, he's completely destroying the whole earth, okay, the whole fabric of society, okay, which is basically de-civilizing the world. Okay, so I've got a few pages here. Okay, so bear with me as I go through this and I try to do a thing with this. So this is a graph that shows everything wrong with the modern diet. So this is what people are eating now. And like I said, I'm only going to go through this information because really you can go into these individual topics and make a whole video off of each one of them. Okay, so when you're talking about living in a world, okay, where you're moving forward, then you would expect that the food that you're eating to be on a better stage than it was before, as we have seen, okay, in the previous page, what the word civilized means. So I'm just gonna blast through these graphs. So this is the first graph. It says the total intake of sugar has skyrocketed since in the past 160 years, and pretty much sugar wasn't mass produced, and you've seen it to where it's been mass produced right now. And of course there's a environmental, okay, dealing with the earth, okay, excuse me, dealing with the earth, okay, the word environment, okay, there's an impact to that, okay. There's whole fields that have been cut down to have it to where you have cane sugar and beet grown in there, and it wasn't supposed to be so, okay. And if you can see on the right hand side, you can see obesity has also increased, okay, and in coloration, which means basically at the same time, or almost like another word that coloration calls to mind is mirroring, okay, the increase in the sugar uptake, okay. And that's not a good thing. If you got a whole bunch of obese people, how are they gonna do the tasks at work that you want them to do? One, how are you gonna have it to where they have a good long lives and take care of themselves and take care of the kids? Okay, so this is a ass backwards society just off of that. Okay, this is the consumption of soda and fruit juice. Okay, this is the consumption of calories. It says calorie intake has gone up by around 400 calories per day. Okay, which is a big spike. Okay, so people are living in a decadence. Of which decadence means overconsumption. Okay, just eating and consuming. Okay, here's added fats, of which this is unhealthy fats in comparison to the fats that God had created. You can see the ones that the Most High created, they are decreasing, but the so-called man-made ones, which have a negative impact on your body, those are on the increase. And that's all going to have adverse effect on everybody, okay? That's why everybody's dying, everybody's got cancer, because instead of eating the stuff that they're supposed to be eating, everybody's consuming everything that's unnatural, okay? And there you got margarine and all that. I think because I switched off the Wi-Fi now, it's not loading up the videos. I usually have the Wi-Fi off so that I don't get too distracted. So if we reload this page, we should have some more graphs in that. There we go. I told you there'll be some distractions. Okay, so just get out of this. Okay, so let's go down and see some of these other ones, and Lord's will we don't get so many more distractions. Okay. Where we at? Okay, so there we go. So hopefully the next ones are gonna load up. Okay, so we've seen added fats. Okay, people replace healthy butters with trans fats, so that's gonna have an impact. Soybeans has become a major source for calories, which that messes up your testosterone levels. Soy is not good for your testosterone levels. Testosterone accounts for a lot of things, man. Okay, modern wheat is less nutritious than older varieties of wheat, so they've breeded wheat that's not even good for you. And you think about wheat and corn, you're eating that most of the time. Okay, you're eating corn, wheat, or rice as a source of carbs most of the time. Okay, so let's carry on here. It says egg consumption has gone down, and eggs are very good for you. Okay, that's a good source of calories. It's got a lot of omega fats, which are good for your brain. Okay, for thinking. Okay, that's why a lot of these people are bugged out, because they can't think, because they ain't eating the right stuff. Okay, people are eating more processed food when you're supposed to eat off of the ground. Okay,
But see, eating processed foods means you're left hungry, so you eat more food because you're still feeling hungry even though you've eaten, so obesity goes up. And this is supposed to be an advanced society. Obviously, if you strip the food off all of its nutrition and you're just eating sugar, fat, and what's known as empty calories, obviously you're gonna eat more because you haven't had no nutrition. Okay, there's a thing called macronutrition and there's a thing called micronutrition. Okay, things that are in a small, as in micro, and things that are in a large. Okay, carbs are macronutrition. They're big. You get calories. You get carbs in larger quantities than you have manganese and other like sodium or something like this. Okay, but if you ain't getting those micronutrition from those from foods that are supposed to be macronutrition, so carbs is supposed to come when you have a rice. It's supposed to come with a certain amount of micronutrition, so you don't just feel hungry all the daggone time. That's why the Most High created it as a healthy balance. You get some potatoes or something, you both feel satisfied for carbs, and you feel satisfied for what? For your micronutrition. The Most High put it all as a whole bundle. Okay, but this man will strip off all of the micronutrition, okay, the stuff that you do need as well, and just leave you with the empty carbs. And then you go back to the packet of crisps again, thinking, why are you still hungry? Okay, and then you have all kinds of problems. Like I said, okay, this is not a society that's advanced. Really, it's a society that's regressed. Okay, so now let's go on to the next example, and this is the thing of the family. Okay, so the family, basically, when you look at it, you can look at it from a multitude of perspectives. Now I went down the marriage route because really the marriage route leads on to what? LGBT, okay, lesbian, gay, transgender society, okay, and that's been uplifted within the society. And what happened? Okay, you haven't had it to where more people have children. You had it to where people have less children. And if somebody then goes and tells you that the agenda of the elites is to depopulate the earth, then one can come to the solid conclusion that what? That part of the elite's agenda was to create the LGBT movement so that people have less children. It's fixing the problem before the problem is even created. Okay, but in the ancient world, we had arranged marriages, and here's some of the benefits of that. And you're going to see that the ancient ways of doing things was better than what we're doing now. You got a whole bunch of people so-called looking for the one, they find the one, and then the divorce rates goes up exponentially. Divorce rates is like 70% right now, but people are marrying for love. What does that go to show you about this thing called love? Well, one of the main thing I can see from that is fickle. Okay, so it's better that your parents pick out somebody that's going, you're going to stay with that person for the good family benefits. Okay, that it brings to both parties, and that's how we used to do things within the ancient world. Now you got it to where people are divorcing and then turning, into homosexuals. That's what you have within this society, and that's what's uplifted. And how's that beneficial to, you're a child, a young boy or a young girl, and you see your dad, and you find out, come to find out your dad was a flaming, a flamer behind closed doors, and he liberated himself like Bruce Jenner. He might have had kids before he did that whole operation. Okay, and that's gonna bug out the people, man. Okay, a lot of these so-called athletes, these top athletes, they got children and all of that. Okay, but to get that deal, what do they have to do? They have to bend ass backwards over a table, okay, which is ass backwards, okay, to get that deal, okay. But when we had deals, when we completed deals, okay, as in, you get this much goats, if you give me this, if you give me your daughter to my son. That's how we used to do deals, man. Okay, and these are some of the benefits for that. Okay, so it's listed out in terms of numbers. It says a family affair. You won't have to worry about your spouse is going to turn out. You know he's compatible because your family does the thorough police-worthy background checks. That's why a lot of people getting married. Look, these women, little girls, they're bugged out. Okay, they're marrying drug dealers. Okay, they're they're marrying people with unstable minds, gangbangers. Okay, I don't want to see my daughter with no gangbanger. I don't want to see my daughter with no drug dealer. I don't want to see my, So it says shared values. So we married within our own circle. Okay, we married our children in our own circle, and part of the problem that you find out with these, and that's not to say we didn't have it to where we had concubines. We had concubines, man. Okay, but a marriage, you have it to where you go to their family and they come to our family. We didn't do that amidst the heathens. We weren't supposed to do that. But we had slave women that we used to sleep with of the other nations. Okay, we used to sleep with we had slave girls that we had from the other nations that we used to pop. Okay, but also too, we had it to where our wives were supposed to be from our own flock. Okay, our own group of people, because we would have had it to where we had shared values. So therefore, you would have had it to where the progression of the law would have come out. But now what you got it? You got it to where Jake will marry a Moabite, and the next thing you know, he's eating some shrimp somewhere, or he's eating or what you call it, a squid. Okay, so love blooms. Okay, and that's self-explanatory, because when you have a man and a woman, irregardless of how that thing started, they gonna fall into something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It says there's no need to wait forever to pursue the perfect suitor. That's why a lot of these women now, they're 35, single, and no kids. Why do you think that is? Is that an advancement of society? Okay, that ain't no advancements of society. Okay, a parent screened for the deal breaker. Okay, parents approved and endorsed. Okay, a solid foundation. That's what we had when we had it to where the kingdom of Israel was set up. And then people will look at that and think that's an ancient way of living. No, that's an advanced way of living. Because we had solid foundations from the ground up. Them children were getting born strong in the faith, okay, and embracing the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay. We didn't have it to where we had the problems that we have right now, because we had a solid foundation, okay. Now let's move on to the next one, okay, onto the next thing, okay. The next and really we can go to the last one now, okay. And I'm just gonna go through a bunch of photos before I hit these scriptures up. Okay, to close off the video. So it says, this is 20 painful photos proving that our earth is dying. Okay, and really when you read the scriptures within the book of 2nd Ezra, you find out the earth was created for the children of Israel, which are the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all of Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so you got it to where you had a bunch of pigs. Okay, thousands of pigs just dropped dead out there in Shanghai. Okay, you got it to where factory pumping pollution into the forest, you know, into the forest of all things. Okay, the dirty secrets of the Great Wall of China. Look how much plastic that is. Okay, look how much plastic that is. Okay, the thing about plastic, you don't just, you know, you leave that there for 1,000 years. Guess what? It's gonna be there after the 1,000 years. It's not like a metal chair, of which we had chairs made of wood and metal, because those things go back onto the earth. That's called advanced. Okay, why is it called advanced? Because you haven't taken nothing away from the earth that can't be put back in. We take plastic and create plastic, it's just going to remain plastic forever, man. That's degenerate. Okay, that's ass backwards. Okay, and these plastic bottles is going to be there forever. Okay, you see a single koala bear, of which this is a kind of picture that looks kind of staged, because why is a single koala bear just doing there on its own like that? But you could clearly see that there's been some, you know what I mean? Like just one koala bear just decided to go out there for a walk, as if to say it's as if to say is the lion of the jungle or some shit. Come on, man. But really, you could see in the background there's supposed to be some forest there, and if there's clearly been some clearly been some photoshopping and some deforestation. Okay, this is, I mean, if you ain't saddened by this, man, okay, I don't know what's gonna make you sad. If this doesn't show you that there's problems within the earth, I don't know what is. Okay, pretty much what happened with this taught us. You can clearly see it's grown, okay, and its growth has been stunted by this plastic, so it's grown all wonky and out of shape. Okay. It has to it has to grow. It has to grow inside this plastic. I mean, now tell me that doesn't mean that this man that's ruling right now is going to be taken out of the earth. I don't see how these guys keep on saying that, you know, Esau, you know, the so-called white man's Japheth, and he's going to continue for X. No, this is Esau, man. This is the man that was creating after the workings of Satan. Okay, the deceiver. Okay, that's brought forth death within the world. Okay, pollution, smog over Mexico. And Mexico is supposed to be a tropical, you know, very beautiful place. And look at all of that smog. Okay, there's more smog, and this is out there within Los Angeles, and man, that's a terrible sight, man. Okay, this is you know you know, we read scriptures and we say, you know, we say this is a dark world. It is a, you know, figuratively and physically, this is a dark ass world, man. Okay, ass backwards. Okay, look at that fish just dying. All right. What else have we got here? Oh, this is a fake skyline. Okay, the actual skyline is so polluted that, you know, it can't. Oh man, you know, my eyes. It took a while for my eyes to adjust there. Okay, so pretty much what I want you to see, I'm gonna scroll it up to the top of the screen, right? So I scrolled it up to the top of the screen. Now, if you work, you know, a fingernail, you know, your thumb down. Oh, hold on. I'll put it like this. Okay, this. Okay, that's not the top of the picture. Okay, if I scroll down, okay, this is the top of the picture. Okay, so now you should be able to see the two different things there. Okay, you can see there's a skyline there that is real, and then there's which is the dark one. Okay, the one with all of that smog. Okay, and then there's a fake one, which is the ones where people are standing in front of. What they're standing in front of there is there we go. That's better. Okay, so you can see now. You can see the ship there in the background there. That's the real ship. Okay, and then you can see where it's fake. Okay, which is a damn shame, man. You know, the earth ain't supposed to be like this. Okay, sickening reality of water pollution. You got all kind of, and this is not just in one place. This is all over the world. Okay, you got all kind of pollution out there, and this is supposed to be some advanced society. Okay, birds suffocating oil. Okay, you know, drinking polluted streams. Streams ain't supposed to be, you know, the scripture talks about how you ain't supposed to be stagnant like water. But you go out there to find some spring water. What you find within there? Some goddamn Coca-Cola plastic bottle. Okay, so and this is out there in I think like India or something. And India is like one of the dirtiest places within the world. Okay, well, look at all of that. Look at all of that. Okay, look at that, man. Man, tell me that don't make you sad, man. Tell me that don't bring those, you know, tears to your eyes, you know. But this is the advanced world that we're the so-called advanced, and I might have it to where this is the caption, because I mean there's nothing advanced about that. Okay, there's nothing advanced about that. This is not a civilized world. This is a decivilized world. This is not what the Most High created. This is not what God created to live in. The Most High created a paradise, man. Okay. And because man sought out many invention, it became like a desert, man. But really, because you got it to where this devil is in rulership right now. Look at that. Look at that. Anyways, with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Ashai. Double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone. Okay, Lord's will, this man returns. Lord's will, Yahweh Shemi Ashai returns soon. Okay, and deliver us from this evil place. Okay, so let me just hit one scripture right quick. I don't want the BB. Let's go. It's just going to go backwards. There we go. I want to go to Revelations, Isaiah the 24th chapter. Okay, Isaiah the 24th chapter. And this is the 4th verse. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled underneath the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed laws and changed ordinances and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, which is going to be the missiles, which is going to restart everything. So with that, I'm going to say, all praises unto Yahweh Shemi Ashai. Double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone, honest brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.